So now the first video we did was just talking about taking this off and the reason why we do it. Now there is some hacks in terms of cleaning this up a little bit. So the issue with the spigot holder here is when it's on a cup dispenser setup, it wants to leave it sitting here. So this represents basically where the cup would be if you don't move this. So the cup spigot holder we call sits over here, and this works really well if you're doing a cup dispenser, but we're not using that. So what we did was we moved this bracket. So, and it was actually fairly simple. So just take these two screws out and you remove all these. And then just physically take it off, and just drill out the two rivet holes here. Just use a 1/8 inch drill bit, just drill that out and drill out the one here. And then what we did is we physically moved this from, this is where we drilled it out, and this is where it was before. So we moved it all the way over as far as we could, re-drilled the hole, put a screw in here, and you use the hole and re-drill the hole here. We just used a 1/8 size bit. That would depend on what type of metal screws you're using. So what that ended up doing is that it moved the cup position from here to here. So, and this will make more sense when you close the door. So this is your customer mode. So you got to keep in mind what happens with the customer. So currently right now, they would have to put their cup here, which is not logical. But now we moved it over here so it's in the middle of the tray. Slightly still a little bit to the right, but it's still, in the middle of the tray. As you notice, remove the sticker here. That's not very beneficial in terms of for customers, so we didn't see any value in keeping that there. And then all you would need to do is get from JBC, get them to ship you some new product line. So and then just cut a new hose to match this. And then the other most important thing is just make sure these long tips of your spigots all face the center of your spigot holder. So, oops, it goes in there. So that way when it's making a drink, everything is going to the center of your cup. So that's how we moved that. So that was actually easier. We're still experimenting here. We did a little bit of tape. That's not going to really work. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a circle here and just use nail polish, which that's what we use on our other machines anyway, to mark the center of the tray so people. So you'll notice here we have removed the whole mechanism for moving the cup. So the dispenser's gone, but the mechanism for holding the cup is now, we removed that. And that was actually very simple. Just take the screws out, unhook the wires, and we also at the same time removed the micro switch for the door, because under the current situation is that the door always have to be closed before a drink will be made, and we just thought that was going to be very inconvenient for customers, because we have some customers now with the 525s, they want the door permanently put up, which we do in some offices and some like it down. So now we still have the door, but we just physically removed that. So we just unplugged the wires. We still have the cup sensor, which is important to keep, and we have the light there. But then there's just one little hack, and JBC will help you through this, is that this is the remaining wire. So we just unhooked them here, unhooked them here, and took them out. There is two wires here from the door that needs to be connected. So there's a circuit flow. So JBC told us a quick trick. Just use a small paper clip and connect them. So it allows the power to go through. So the machine is always thinking the door is closed. So that's very easy. Just takes a little bit of time, but the first time you do it, it will take you a lot more time, but it actually went very well for us to go through. So that's what we're working on, to move some things around. As I talked to before, we're doing some other things with the menu, and we're working with JBC on that to customize our screen. They did on the technical support. We got our own phone number in there, and we tried to customize a little bit in here. So the dollar values have been gone, and we'll do some more logos and stuff. A little hack in the bottom, which we did here. Some people may find it. The hose that came with ours was actually, outside diameter was actually a little larger or really tight. So you can just pick up these hoses that we did at Home Depot. And so it's just a slightly smaller diameter, so it fits nicely in. This is a nice improvement over the 525. But the other thing that came with it, which to us didn't make any sense, is that the waste alarm float micro switch is here. So you have this hanging from here all the way down. So we just looked at it. It was going to be difficult for our team all the time trying to pull out the grind bucket each week when we're doing a cleaning, which allows you all kinds of potential of grabbing that or catching that on something. So we just moved this. We just drilled out 2 holes in the same sequence, and we just moved it down here, which matches what the current 525 is. And it's there. You will have to do a little longer wire that goes up. So we had spare wires from other machines that we use, but that would be an easy thing. You can get a spare wire maybe from JVC, or just take that existing wire that's there, the shorter one that comes to here, and just make your own wire. But JVC may be able to provide you with the wire. So that hooks up to the back, so then your float alarm is connected to your main board. And that's it for what we've done so far. Hope you enjoy it.